On this episode of Chicago Beer Cast, Nick and I are drinking the latest Deepwood Series lineup, Death Star, Cafe Deth, and Deth by Raspberries. We also got some Bourbon and some Claire's Thirsty Ale as a backup here as we dive into the lineup. Nick talks about his trip to Milk Money and a whole bunch more. All that on this episode. Here we are, hitting up events, drinking our way through Chicago beer, and trying not to miss a thing.
Yeah, because, the cork popped out, it flies like fucking 10 feet. We're like, yeah, let's do it.
All you have to do is add some fruit, stir it up, and ride that milkshake wave.
Whenever I see him, I gotta take a photo with the most decorated brewer in Chicago, Jonathan Cutler. It'll be like the stuff you hear. Every time you go to Floyd's, all the music sounds like this. Raw, raw, raw.
Sometimes you want a small beer, but really, you want a big beer.
You gotta take in all those big aromatic hops.
Hey, what are you doing this weekend? Waiting in line for a bottle release?
You should have never been a fad. The black IPA is delicious.
Hey, and welcome to Chicago Beer Cast. I'm Brad Chmielewski.
Hey, Brad, what's up, man? I'm Nik White.
And we're changing locations, different sounds. It's all over the place over here.
It's akin to a traveling road show, so
Basically, yeah.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, last week, on the last episode, we were rocking the chairs, and we had some audio issues, so that one probably sounds a little different, but you get a different view if you're watching the video.
Yeah, different view of the house, and stuff like that.
Yeah, hopefully the audio wasn't too bad, and I think we're working through some kinks as we, we're not in our studio or our normal home.
I was drinking out of my Loose Keys coffee mug today, man.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, back in the day we used to go to Loose Keys, man.
I know, yeah. But now we have a lot more beer and food here. We didn't have food at the office.
A lot more warm situation here, like warm and inviting. Feels nice.
And more props. We got pumpkin. But we've been busy in the pre-show because we've been drinking some 14% beers before we even get started here.
Deep Woods is upon us, 2021/2022, and the first 3 entries in the new Deep Woods series released today. So we hung out with Revolution and got all the deets on it.
Yeah, all the deets on the deets.
All the deets on the deets.
So we have Deeth Star or Death Star, Cafe Deth, and then what was this? Deth by Raspberries, or Deth by Raspberries.
Yeah, and I think officially you can go Deth or Deth.
Right. I prefer Deth, but then I feel like I should say Deth.
I feel like Deeth's Tar, I go Deth, but for anything else, I go Deth.
Right.
Or no, but Deeth's Tar, and Cafe Deth, I go Deth.
I go Cafe Deth, but then the other ones I go Deth by Raspberry so that's where I like. Do you pick a lane?
Right. I think if there's a by in it, then you go Deth. Okay. But if there's no by, you go Deth.
That's how you roll.
I feel I feel like
swing?
Up to this point, that's how I've been swinging, man.
But Raspberry is the new kid on the block, right?
Yeah, man. What was it? They walked us through it. Cheers to the whole Revolution crew. Maybe we should call them out. The manager of barrels, Marty Scott. And I know that's not his title, but he's the lead barrel,
barrel
guy. And brewmaster Jim Seaback, Doug Vallecki, I think he's the CFO, and their lead marketing guy is Jonathan Carruthers. Okay. John Carruthers, probably.
Yes, we had a nice little...
I just added Jonathan for some reason, because we're sauced off these fucking 14% beers, man.
No, these are big beers.
Yeah.
And they even upped their format too into a bigger format this year. Death Star is in 55-ounce cans.
You can buy a growler. You can buy a growler of fucking Death Star this year, with a new logo.
No, really. What's the size of this one?
19.2.
Okay.
So I think on the call, the conversation was, they're a can brewery now, but the Death Star program started in Bombers, and instead of returning to Bombers, they came with the 19.2 format as kind of a special occasion type of offering to actually go alongside the standard 12-ounce 4-pack that everything else from Deep Woods comes in.
So they said special occasion on the call. I don't see that. Like when you bring one of these cans to someone's house, or when you decide to open it, it's already fairly of a special occasion. And I'm good with a little bit or half a glass or sharing it. I don't need a bigger format. If I really wanted to, I'd open another can, but I probably want to open another variant of it, or another offering, raspberry or supermassive or honey or something.
Other stuff that we drank, that's what we liked about this beer, is that it came in cans and you could have these, choices, right? But
I want to commit it to the bomber.
Exactly. That's what made it. That was part of the appeal. I mean, that, and it's really fucking good. But I think with the can, I feel like it's got something to do with the new graphics. Like the D-Star can has completely new graphic structure, and they talked about that. Everything from the font on the words to like this really cool artwork. And this plays better on the 19.2 canvas.
Sure.
So I think the graphics are driving the why it's in this can.
But they said those graphics are coming to the 12-ounce cans next year.
Oh, so everything I just says out the window. So we're back to wide, big-ass cans.
Right, because you don't get a big-ass can of their other ones of IPA to share with someone else. You're like, no, I just wanted more beer.
I think this is going to be confusing for some people because they talked about it on the show at Sox Park. The Deepwood series is not available because the Sox said absolutely not. People don't understand this. They're going to order them and be fucking hammered.
Yeah.
And then, but the can is what is it? Fifth City's in the can, and Antiheroes in the big 19.2 ounce can, and that's really for commuters, right? Getting on Metro. We talk about Metro all the time. You can drink on the platform and on this train. That size can is for commuters. So people are going to see this can, not understand it's 15%.
Stout.
and off we go. People are going to get fucking hammered off this thing.
What's that can price? $20?
They say it's going to be 12 at the release party.
For a can?
19.2 ounce can.
That feels like a better deal. What, you get a 4-pack for $30?
If I go to Beer Miscuous and I get a can of Death Star, it's going to be $10 a can.
Little can.
Right. Yes, 12-ounce can.
Yeah.
So
if you can get but Beer Miscuous is going to charge $16 for the 19 can if they had it.
If they had it, they should charge $20.
Yeah.
I think everybody should overcharge so that people who don't usually drink this beer aren't confused that this is something you should be drinking out of a can.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, we're gonna keep talking about these, and then also to keep ourselves a little in check, we've got some Bodam.
Yeah. Good job by you on the Bodam.
So Bodam from Half Acre. It's in 12-ounce cans now. I was at Binny's and I saw it. And I was going between that and Flywheel, and I hadn't had a Bodum in a long time. And I opened one last night, and it was just, it was good.
It hits the spot. I think it's got 7 different hops in it. And then, and they're going in the opposite direction. They were 16-ounce cans for the Bodam, and now they're 12-ounce cans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is an interesting play by Revolution with the 19.2. Maybe they're just ahead of the curve. It's funny because everyone else is going 8-ounce. Like people want 8-ounce. I've seen some 8-ounce cans, maybe from Saint Laurent. They come with the 8-ounce stouts.
They said they're, on the call, they said they've had good results with their large 19-ounce cans in those formats. I think a lot of people enjoy the 8-ounce can or the smaller options, especially. A lot more people are drinking at home. You're less likely, and you just kind of want something. You want a barrel-aged beer. Oh, it's in an 8-ounce can. Cool. I can take that on. 12-ounce. That's pushing it for some people at night. 19.
It's you have entered the I have to share range.
Yeah, or we're sleeping in tomorrow.
or our productivity has gone to 0. But I think if you're them, right, like their packaging is very consistent across everything. And if you want to try something new, right, I feel like this is something where they're just like, let's try this new format and see if it sticks. Because, and to their credit, they didn't abandon the original format. They're giving you a choice, and then
Right.
I think next year they'll probably decide which one to push all the chips on the table and on. You know,
Yeah. So if you rolled up, would you buy a 4-pack or 2 big ass cans?
this can is undeniable. Okay, I'm going with this fucking 19.2 ounce can
I
with
think the graphic is helping sell it
yeah.
this year. When all the graphics look like that, doesn't move as well. Because if the little can had the same graphic, what are you doing?
And I think it's a reminder that this is the base beer. This is the one you need to pay the most attention to. Oh, and while we're talking about this, let's talk about, Marty went into a deep dive about the components of this beer and how, they use like 12 different batches of Deestar to come up with a blend for this one. And I actually I didn't know that it was that complicated, right? He named everything from Basil Hayden to, Weller Special Reserve and everything in between and all these different barrels and how they blended them all together to come with this one. So then that led to a question. I'm like, well, if you did 12 different, casks for this one, what were you doing in the previous years? And did it look anything like this year's? And I think it started from like, hey, we might have started with the old Forster barrels, but then ultimately, when we had issues with barrels, we just trusted whatever our barrel wrangler got us. And I know that's the wrong term, but they source these barrels from like a third party, and it's like, hey, whatever, we trust them, so we'll take those barrels and then we'll make it work, and it'll always be a blend of things.
Well, didn't he say like they only, in the beginning, they mostly had Heaven Hill barrels, so they didn't really have an option to use other barrels or blend them, so they all kind of were very similar.
Yeah, and then I think the brewing system was smaller back when it first started too. So it's like we could afford to just have it all be one barrel.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. I didn't understand, the evolution of how they chose the source whiskey barrels for this stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And then
that's tar.
I poured a little more raspberry, and we were saying that's the new kid on the block here. But we also have in the back here Claire's Thirsty Ale, which is the undeniable raspberry king of Chicago.
I think so. It's not like there's an extended list of bourbon barrel aged raspberry stouts, but I think Claire's, regardless of the vintage you pick, has always been just like a fucking money beer.
Right, and this is this year's, because it's packaged January 2021, so we're coming up on new Claire's season, because I remember the one time we were there we were drinking, we did some barbecue for my Korean barbecue for my birthday, and then we went.
Oh, and the post game was at Haymarket.
And they had the new Claire's.
Yeah.
They had the old Claire's, and maybe the new one was coming out next week or something like that.
I think we were like, that was exactly it. And we were thinking, we were kind of surprised that we could still get this here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the price was it the price point that made
Is
it
like $10 a can? No, it's more.
It might be like $20 a can, right? Because $10 a can, I think we'd have been in.
Yeah, but you were you got one. I remember you got
Right,
one. You were
reluctantly.
This
Yeah.
was a Goose Island bottle kind of thing.
It was like I'm like I'm leaving here with one, but this is a little stiff.
Yeah,
I felt that pain a little bit.
It was 20. It was 19.
I think so, but I think it's funny how we talk about prices. But Claire's, what can we say about Claire's? Claire's has all the components you like about raspberry, but it's not overshadowed by the stout. Like, it is a big, gigantic stout with raspberry playing. Like, raspberry's doing the backup vocals.
All right, I took a big swig.
Yeah.
You poured the plain there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I had to get ready, man.
Claire's is way darker than Rev's raspberry beer. Like, that's kind of insane.
I think,
darker and richer it already looks.
but and let's be fair. And when you look at the Rev can, it says Imperial Stout. What does it say? It says Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels, right? But let's remember this Rev beer is an oatmeal stout, and then Claire's is an Imperial Stout, so it's a little bit different, right? Like they said, there's no chocolate malt in the Revolution beer.
What's kind of interesting, I get more raspberry on the nose in Claire's, and I get more raspberry in the taste on Revs. They are very different.
Yeah, the interpretation is different. You get big, bright raspberry in the Rev thing,
Right.
which is actually kind of fun. It's a little lower in ABV. That's 11% versus everything else in the Death Star lineup is 14.8. So it's brighter, so it's almost a little more delicate, but then it's literally a smaller beer.
Claire's might want to watch out here. Revs is, I feel like we talk about this all the time. When you get a beer that has an adjunct in it, you want to taste that adjunct.
Yeah.
So if you're having a raspberry beer and you're like, oh, I smell it, this is great, I'm ready for it, and then it doesn't taste like it, it kind of like sets you back.
I mean, that is one way to look at it. And then also, like, the raspberry, maybe the raspberry is meant to be this kind of aromatic experience. And then it's meant to kind of fade into, like, classic stout flavors. Like, maybe that's what they were going for. I don't know.
Possibly.
But to your point.
It is Haymarket, so they are leaning often towards the classic or old man beer styles, right?
This is the Old Man Beer Podcast. This Rev thing, man. This Rev Death by Raspberries. It's like, dare I say, like, equal parts raspberry and stout, if that makes... Well, they said, Jim Seebeck said on the call, we wanted to preserve all the integrity of the raspberry when we made this beer.
Okay.
So we didn't want the raspberry to be overshadowed by the stout.
Sure.
So they're kind of like, they are equally present and with every sip.
Because something like mixed berry, that was the berry, was the front.
Yeah.
And the stout underneath was kind of like, oh yeah, all right. But you want to taste that. Same with like honey or Thunderstruck. Thunderstruck's different, but.
Oh, but the other was strawberry, mixed berry.
No, there was no strawberry.
Oh, that's right, because strawberry was a barley wine. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You're right.
jacket.
You're right. If we're talking just the stouts, it was plum, currant, raspberry. Yeah. It's interesting, man. I will give them credit for this. This is a big, bright raspberry, like, raspberry truffle kind of flavor. But then all these beers, man, and I hate to sound like, some stupid wine guy, but it's like it's integrated. Like it's all kind of in step. Like there's no edges. Like it all kind of tastes, you're all tasting all the things all at once, kind of, like, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So the event or the release party is this Friday, probably when this episode's going up, or it already happened after it went up. If you were going in there and you could just pick up 1 4-pack, not get rid of this 12-ounce can because Nick's going for the 12-ounce can. Get a 12-ounce can and 1 4-pack. Which one are you going for?
I'll keep it. I'm going Cafe Deth, man.
Whoa.
Like after I've had them all, I'm for sure going Cafe Deth.
I feel like I'm going raspberry.
You're going raspberry? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and my 19-ounce can.
This 19-ounce can is wicked, man. I just love looking at it. He's like the Grim Reaper, but he's got a instead of a that big, what is
sickle?
Instead of the sickle, he's hammering down into a barrel. He's got a barrel mallet, a gigantic one, and he's leaning over this barrel about to pound into it.
He should be wanting to get into the barrel, not like he should be like ripping it open.
He's had his fill.
He's had enough.
He's had enough, and now he's closing it again. Yeah. Or maybe he just filled it. Maybe he just filled this barrel.
Okay, I guess he just filled it. Okay.
He just filled it, and he's closing it off and having this go to slumber. I'm going cafe. I wanted to ask on the call if they ever have plans to do like, because they go dark matter for their coffee. Are they doing cafe? Like do a dark matter coffee release for this? Because he named like 3 or 4 specific beans that they use.
Well, they did have their lineup of what's going to be there, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know one of them is Razzle Dazzle. Was that the name of it? It's
No, Razzle from L.A. Guns.
oh.
Is L.A. Guns a movie? Because everyone knew this fucking reference. I didn't know it at all.
I don't know. I thought it was like a LA Tan kind of joke.
LA gear, man.
You got the lights on your shoes.
Yeah. So there's 3 variants. What is it? We'll start with Razzle from LA Guns. That's Death by Raspberries, and a coffee. So it's Death by Raspberries with coffee?
Right. So that's why he said you could blend the two of them to kind of get like splash a little and get not necessarily close, but like a similar vibe of what is going to happen.
That's right, because the coffee here is going to be different from the coffee that they use in Death Star.
And that makes sense
or
because a
Cafe
lot
D.
of coffees have raspberries or fruit notes in them. So, okay, I understand that one, and it makes a lot of sense, and probably be the one I'd go for.
Yeah, VSOD Weller single barrel. So what is that? A very special OD. So that's Death Star for 2 years, finished in a single Weller barrel.
Okay.
That sounds delightful. Well, if it's anything like the Goose dinner, I thought the Weller Goose was my favorite one. And then primary coconut death. Primal coconut death. I'm wearing my glasses too. I should be able to see this shit.
Turkey barrel?
Yeah, it's a single wild turkey barrel, and they threw 25 pounds of toasted coconut in it.
I thought.
Fuck.
With coconut, well, it's all about that coconut.
That's probably my favorite adjunct. Probably is coconut.
But
and then coffee.
Wasn't it Goose Island to talk about coconut and that they use coconut water because you get this like oily?
That's right. Like the coconut properties kind of separate. If you were to package it, the coconut properties would separate and the oil would be at the top, and then it'd be separated from the rest of it.
This is just on draft, so they could probably take the sixtels and just kind of like shake them up.
And just be in and out.
And
yeah.
be kind of like, you're not going to notice it's kind of oily.
Yeah, it's less problematic if you're
Your
just.
glass is going to be no mess. But
Yeah. Your clear solo cup. It's going to be a mess, yeah, because we haven't been in a while.
Are you going? Friday, 12 p.m.
I want this coconut, man. I'm not going to lie to you, Brad. But you know what? I told you last time we went to this thing, I was just like, I shouldn't have come to this. Because you fall right into big crowd festival mode.
It's 12 o'clock. You could get there, go have your coconut, grab some lunch, and go back to work.
These people, Revolution fans are relentless about these parties. Yeah. We all kind of see it. They show up like it's the premier barrel program in town, because it is. Mm-hmm. And honestly, Goose doesn't do anything like this. Like they do what? They do prop day.
They prop day. Their 3-1-2 day thing always had fun stuff in the tap room.
That's true.
They do it differently.
That's true. It'll be on 3-1-2 day. It'll be on prop day, or it'll be
I think there was a makeup 3-1-2 event happening.
At the
I've heard rumblings about.
There was you mean like a couple weeks ago? There was a right?
That was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was like the 3-1-2, but they tapped a bunch of cool stuff and just had it at the tap room.
Okay.
And there were different tappings. They were talking about it at the Goose dinner.
Did you go?
No, I missed that one.
Supposed to go because he said we got this.
We got this thing. And I was just thinking, I like Goose, but their place is little as hell.
Yeah.
So
they got outdoor.
They got sidewalk seating.
Yeah.
They ain't got outdoor party space. But to be fair, the Rev thing is so popular that when you go in there, it may as well be a little tap room. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So at this party, it's Friday. What are they limiting people coming in, or is it post or pre-COVID? Just like go, like we got just put your mask on when you're not drinking, kind of thing. Is that what's gonna happen?
That was the vibe of the last one.
Okay.
You know.
I feel like that's the general vibe. I don't really know what's happening out in the world.
Right. That was the last thing.
Like, just put your mask on and we're good to go.
Yeah. Just if you're not drinking, wear your mask.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's such a good fucking hang, A, because there's killer variants, and then B, we're all just here to celebrate this fucking what they do with these beers.
You could hit up, grab a coconut, and then go to honey butter.
Yeah, we're gonna go home. But all bets are off. That's a problem. All bets are off. You go to this thing, all bets are off.
It's going. You got laser focus. Going for coconut. Get your coconut. Get out. Grab the pick.
We shall see. We got 2 days to figure this out. What else did we drink today? Oh, we drank OG, we drank Cafe Deth, and we drank Raspberry.
Yeah. And then, since we were talking about Goose Island and everything, they teased this picture on Instagram, and by the time this episode might be up, there might be a little more reveal on it. Do we think they are putting Bourbon County in cans?
No.
What was this picture then?
No,
Did you see this picture?
I did. I saw the shadow of a picture, and they're just like, it's coming soon. Wait.
What do you think it is?
Hey, well,
It's lit 12-ounce cans.
they could be misleading us, right? Because they said the reason why it's in 16.9-ounce cans or bottles is because they built, over 10 years, they built the ability to have this one beer drop from coast to coast all at one time.
What if it's the sisters?
With all this variant. Oh, shit. I'm in for that, man. We don't talk about the fucking Madame Rose enough, man. It's a 2-year-old brown ale on fucking raspberries. I fucking love
You put
Madame
it in cans? Are
Rose.
they going to explode in cans?
I mean, Weiner figured out how to put their
You're going
fucking
to put
sour.
Madame Rose, Juliet, and Sophie in the cans?
No. Madame Rose, Juliet, and
Sophie gone?
no, Sophie's not a sister.
Oh.
It just feels like it's a sister because it's all female names. It's Madame Rose, Juliet, and God damn it, Lolita. It's Lolita. Yeah.
There was 3 of them. There was a picture of 3 of the sisters.
Oh shit, that'd be cool, man. I don't. If I was betting, if I had $20 in cash, I would bet that it's the sisters over a BCS candy.
Or going into the holidays, are they like something else? Are they like
Some new shit.
I don't know, like a pumpkin and a cinnamon and like how basic do they go?
That was in the comments. That there was that we're waiting for. They said the boysenberry deep woods. That I was telling Brad, like my favorite syrup if I go to fucking IHOP is the boysenberry syrup, boysenberry Death Star, and then
Pumpkin.
and then pumpkin Death Star.
And then
Yeah.
You probably need like a winter spice. But it's like the cinnamon and muddled orange.
Oh yeah, it's just like the glog wine.
Yeah, you
Fucking.
need a glug, I
You need a
guess.
death by glug. You need a death by glug, man. But yeah, I'm curious to know what that goose thing is too, right?
Sisters.
I kind of hope it's the sisters, cause dude, all right, we were talking in the pre-show how 12 ounce, 19.2 for the new Death Star, and then it's an ode to the Bomber, which is 22,
Yeah.
which is a 750. But the sister, that bottle is a 765, so it's bigger than a Bomber. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's a massive commitment. Even over brunch with like 2 people, that's a lot of fucking beer. So you come back with the sisters in cans. I mean, that's a whole new ball of wax there.
Yeah.
God, this really is a old man podcast. I said a whole new ball of wax, man.
Jeez. All right, that should be interesting, and we probably know more in the next episode because it was teased. And what, you get like 2 days for teasing an image, and then you gotta like tell people, and
Yeah.
yeah. People are like, "Fuck you, I don't care."
Yeah, I was like, you waited too long. My investment has left. I no longer care.
It's the weekend. I don't care. You can tell me about Friday. It's over. Oh man. Okay. What else? You made it out somewhere. You made it out to a new
Oh
brewery,
shit,
right?
yeah, man. Shout out to
The
Milk.
show was a hard format. That's all. Yeah.
It's just like free form jazz at this point, right? If we do the same show every week, we'll get fined. It's got to be different every time. That's a.
Fast forward. I'm skipping. I don't care what they did.
It's Milk Money out in LaGrange, man.
Right. So
Yeah.
I had them at
Yes.
Beer in the Glass. Pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
And what do you think when you went there?
The space is fucking amazing. It's on Main Street, whatever the main drag is in LaGrange, so it's a storefront.
It's probably Main Street.
Yeah, it's probably literally Main Street, cobblestone roads, fucking fancy supermarket across the street.
Is there probably like a train, like right around the corner? Too?
All the small town USA things,
The Ace Hardware right there.
True Value. I shit you not. There's a True Value across the street. But you walk in this place, man, and so first of all, it's like a scratch kitchen, So it kind of feels like like a fancy hipster like eatery where they're making the food right in front of you because they got this open kitchen right here. And then you walk down the hallway where the bathrooms are, and there's a bunch of like private dining areas and shit in case you want to party.
Yeah.
But then like marble, bright lights, marble bar top, kid friendly, very cool scene.
Yeah. Did you drink or did you just eat? Or did you eat too?
Wasn't really hungry.
I feel like I've seen a picture of their burger. That looks good.
Yeah, they kept talking about how they take a lot of pride in their food program and how they make everything in house. But no, I just showed up. I just wanted to get around because it was rained out, and I was supposed to go to the Size game, but it rained that day.
Just like way far the opposite way.
I was upset. I had to plan my whole day about hanging out.
Fuck this, I'm going to LaGrange.
That's exactly what happened. I'm like, well, if I go to LaGrange, first it was like, well, I'm going to just go eat and drink around Sox Park. So now I'm on 35th Street.
Well, you got Wider, that's not far, Moody Tom.
I ended up at like the churro fucking factory. And then,
So you're pissed even.
and ended up at like some Asian fried chicken joint.
Okay.
And I'm like, what do I do now? And then I'm like, well, fuck it. I might as well go to LaGrange. I'm already south.
Really? LaGrange is that close?
It was not. This was a bad idea. Let's be clear.
I don't think of
It was
Sox Park and LaGrange.
It was south of downtown.
Yeah, it's sort of like a southwest suburb.
It is very southwest. So if 75th Street west,
Yeah, 'cause it's
you
off
take
the-
Ogden all the way down.
It's off of the Naperville train line.
Yeah, so it's like not that far, but on your way to Downers Grove and Naperville,
Yeah.
LaGrange. So yeah, Milk Money.
Yeah, all right.
Milk Money has a batch cocktail program, which was cool. They had like 5 different cocktails. They let you try a little bit of everything on draft, so you can know, like, hey, we're serious about our cocktails. It's a scratch kitchen, and then the light lager had that, and then I had their Dippa, and their head brewer used to brew at 350 out in Tinley Park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then he left there and went to Rock Bottom. I think like a Warrenville location, maybe something like that. And then this is his third project, Milk Money.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
there's some cash in this project. This ain't no bootstrap, fucking industrial park thing. This is like a nice fucking restaurant.
Yeah, I remember. It was on Facebook. They were looking for investors. I remember. So there's like an investor round that went into it. So there's people who threw in cash to make sure it works. And,
Yeah.
I saw it and it was like, during COVID? I was like, who the fuck is opening a brewery at this time?
Didn't make any
That
sense.
Doesn't. But the beer's good.
Yeah.
And people dog on 350 at times,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know, people, they have a gimmick and people like their stuff, and it's a thing. It's maybe not the best brewery in Tinley Park, but it's got its like niche.
Best brewery in Tinley Park might be,
I'd say Soundgrowler.
or Hailstorm.
I'd go
I thought Sound Growler. Sound Growler is the one I would drink at. That would be.
And they have tacos.
And they have tacos. That'd be my first. If I'm in Tinley Park, my first stop is Sound Growler. I only said Hailstorm because awards. Maybach with my cock. What is it? They got a couple of nice awards.
Okay.
In their history.
Cool.
But yeah, I prefer to hang out at Sound Growler if I go. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I recommend everyone going and picking up some 4-packs, getting over Revolution. 4-packs, 19-ounce cans. Look for Claire's coming in January as well, since we're drinking that also. I think that's gonna do it for this episode.
One more shout out to the Revolution, man. They are the official brewery of the Chicago Fire. So the next MLS soccer season that comes up at Soldier Field, it's their 25th anniversary of the soccer team there, and then they're doing a hazy IPA year round that's going to debut.
Is the soccer season over?
I guess I haven't been to a soccer game.
They gotta get on that Chicago Sky, that women's basketball. They're gonna fucking win this shit. They should
Dude,
get on that.
they're in the finals.
Yeah.
Chicago Sky are 3 wins from the WNBA championship. Yeah.
Do it.
So I bet we'll see that next.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool. So Nick, where can people find you? Get in touch. We're not crushing 14% beer here.
Right on, man. I'm on Twitter at Nicosia.
And I'm on Twitter at BRAD, Chicago Beer Pass, Twitter, Instagram, our reels, our pictures are there, and website chicagobeerpass.com. Everything's posted there. Take care.
Cheers.